How's it going, everyone? Sinister in the Gamer section bringing you another review. And today's review is God of War Ragnarok. Both these games are exclusive to the PlayStations 4 and 5 respectively. Ragnarok follows up the events of the previous game. Atreus now learns that his mother was a giant and that he is called Loki. Now 3 years later it's Fimbulwinter and it is prophesied that Ragnarok is coming. And Kratos and Atreus want to prevent that by going on another dangerous journey. If that's not enough, they have to deal with Thor and Freya respectively, because both of them were out for revenge. For the visuals, Kratos and others look great, just like in the last game. As for the environments themselves, it's cool seeing the snow effects with the wind blowing. The developers upped the ante on the colors and with the different realms, looking like a painting. And you have new characters and enemies making their debut in Ragnarok, like Tyr for example, and how he towers over Kratos. When it comes to the resolution, they perform differently on the PS4 and PS5 respectively. The standard PS4 only runs at 1080p 30 frames per second. For the Pro version, it does both quality and performance mode. The quality runs between 1440p and 1656p, also at 30 frames per second, while performance is 1080p and 1656p, also at 30 frames per second. As for the PlayStation 5, you get the best resolution in both modes. For quality is 2160, basically native 4K at 30 frames per second. For high refresh rate and VRR, it's 40 frames per second, but you need HDMI 2.1 to accomplish this. Performance mode is between 1440p and 2160p, 60 frames per second. As for a high refresh rate and VRR, it's only 1440p at 60 frames per second. Again, you need HDMI 2.1 to accomplish this, just like in the quality mode. I love how at the main menu it leads straight into the main game after making a selection. The cutscenes explain the story and are well done, and the voice acting is great, as they brought back some of the previous actors from the last game. You get new characters like Odin and Thor as you've seen them at the end of God of War 2018. It's cool that you have the options of how you want to put your game experience to be, whether it be in graphics or in gameplay. For the music, it fits the tone of the game, and as for the sound, it's best to have a good headset so that way you can hear the monsters coming behind you and that way you can counter their attacks. God of War Ragnarok is the third-person single-player game where you mainly play as the Ghost of Sparta himself. Kratos has his trusty Leviathan axe and the Blades of Chaos, along with his trusty shield to parry attacks. His son Atreus has his bow and arrows at his disposal, and Kratos has his light and heavy attacks, plus he can throw his axe and it returns to him like a boomerang. Using combos helps damage enemies quickly, and finally you have quick time events to finish off the larger enemies, just like in the previous games. The puzzles also make a return just to break up the gameplay. One of my minor gripes about playing this game is that Kratos can only jump in certain areas, he can't jump on his own. And for those who don't have a PlayStation 5, they're only limited to playing this game at 30 frames per second. Which is unfortunate because, for those who do have a PlayStation 5, you have the option of playing this game either at 30, 40, or 60 frames per second. I give God of War Ragnarok a 5 out of 5. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to drop us a like, subscribe, and follow us at the Gamer section.